All right, folks. Hope you guys are having a good day. Saturday, August 20th, 2022. So, yeah, I hope everybody's having a good day. And we're going to play some games. Before I get to that, I'm actually going to talk a little bit about AI art, which I've been doing some investigation of, and whether we can use AI art to make book covers. So, can you use AI art to make book covers? The short answer, of course, is yes, because you can really use anything to make a book cover. The question is, how competent do you want that book cover to be, and in what circumstances could you use AI art to make a book cover? So AI art has definitely been something that's been trending lately, is using these algorithms and these programs to generate art with the computer. And there's a lot that goes into them. I don't know all of the details of the code that underlies it. Of course, I've done a lot of music that incorporates randomness maybe 20 years ago using things like Maximus P, where you can control the parameters for what the computer's going to generate. So I basically use computers to make let's say random music within very specific parameters, controlling MIDI devices years ago, because it's synthesizing all that stuff on the computer. The computers didn't really have the horsepower back then. So this is something that's like completely different level, but the same underlying principles. You input certain words, and then the program will assemble an image out of those words that you specify. It can be pretty interesting. People have come up with some very bizarre results, and I'll show you some of the stuff that I've experimented with. There's three that I've played around with. The DALL-E, which doesn't really produce usable images for what we're going to talk about today. But the other two are Night Cafe and what is this other? Midjourney. So Midjourney and Night Cafe. I'll show you a couple of images that I was able to produce with each of those using some of those algorithms, and then we'll see if we can really use it for a book cover. And one of the things that you'll find when you actually know how to do book cover design is that the image is only one part of the cover design. It's a really important part. It's maybe the most important part. But your text is going to do a lot of work for communicating genre, as well as just the overall presentation of what you're trying to do with it. So no, the image is not the only thing that goes into a book cover, but it is an important thing. And there are some limitations to what you can do with AI art as far as producing an image that's going to work for a book cover, depending on what genre you happen to be in. So let me go ahead and I'll show you some of the stuff that I have done recently. Let me find my little scene here. There we go. Let's minimize that. I'm actually going to pop this chat out so I can see what y'all are saying as we work through this. All right. So here we are. Here's our book cover that is using an AI generated image. Let me show you a couple of the images that I was able to create with Night Cafe, which is a good option. These have kind of weird monetization strategies. So the way that they try to make money is a little bit different, and in some cases weird. I think the Midjourney has a more straightforward monetization strategy. Night Cafe uses like these credit systems that you can buy credits, or you can have a plan that has credits and you spend credits. You get credits for like logging into the website. It feels like a mobile game, which is not my favorite, but it does produce some interesting results. So let's take a couple of those. I did like Elven City on fire with apocalyptic purple sky. So if we just take a look at this, I'll make it as big as I can. This is fairly low res, but you can spend credits to upscale it. There's some weird artifacts down here, as you guys can see. It looks like a person with some computer, but I think this is just some artifacts of the program. But you can kind of see some of the general stuff, right? Like this looks like some sort of fantasy city, little pieces of images from other fantasy works that real painters have painted, some fire, some purple clouds and smoke. And so you actually get somewhat of a composited image. You get somewhat of a composition, but these two things are separated from each other. So there's always like some weird little artifacts that could pop up whenever you're doing this. Sometimes you got to make multiple attempts. What I like is, here's another one, right? This one's kind of interesting. Here's another one. This one is very dreamlike. It looks like there's a landscape here and then like a landscape above it. When I put things in a more vertical arrangement, which is what you need for a book cover, you can see that there's some very weird things that end up happening with this one. So this one ends up with like several moons. I think I put in with a moon. So there's 3 moons instead of a moon. There's 3 different layers here that all look kind of interesting. And I think I used Thomas Kincaid or something to get the clouds. It's an interesting image, but not one that would be usable for what we're trying to do here. Here's another example where we have a vertical one. We have basically 2 pictures on top of each other. This is another algorithm where you can put in an image and then have it like redraw it in some art style, some modern art style. You can get some very weird effects. This is actually an image I created with a different AI and plugged it in and had it draw it all yellow. This is a picture I took of a pond out behind my house, and then it created this weird impressionistic version of it that you can't even tell what it is. And this is what happens when you put in a human, trying to have a human face. You get something very bizarre that pops out of it because this one is not designed to do human faces. Midjourney can do human faces a little bit better, and so I'll show you some of those. But this is what Night Cafe can produce. It can produce some interesting images. I think Midjourney is in general superior right now as far as just getting things out of it that I think are good. If you're looking for just concept art, I think this one actually came out really good. Let's take a look at this one. So if you're looking for just concept art or something that is like a background for some other project, you could probably get some interesting images out of that and then redraw them or use them in your own way. This is not, even if I were to upscale it a lot, it would be somewhat usable as a cover, but the purple trees are like a weird thing, right? It's kind of hard to get it to do something that you are imagining in your mind versus something that's just weird. Anyway, let's take a look at the Midjourney ones, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So this is a Midjourney one, and the way this works is it works as a bot on Discord. And so what you'll do is you'll plug in your words for what you're trying to get it to generate. In this case, it was Cthulhu over a neon city. So we get some interesting images of like a monster, a kaiju in a city, which is exactly what I was going for. Then you could pick one of those and it can upscale it or create more variations on that one image. So you can get, eventually you can get an image that is usable based on it creating multiple variations of something that you like. Let's look at another one here. So here's some of the more bizarre things, right, that it can produce. Like this is really weird. This was, I think I had like I wanted a warrior with 2 swords on like a field with skeletons, and it just produced, I'll show you what it first produced actually. So what it first produced was, I think something like this, right? And so I picked one and then had several variations created, and then this was the first one, and then I picked this one and had it make variations of it. And then we ended up getting eventually something like this, and then eventually fully upscaled something like this. And I kind of went a couple routes. You can have a beta redraw, which basically redrew this with very broad strokes, which I thought was kind of interesting. And then when you upscale that again several times, you end up with this, going from this to this. You end up with some really strange images, right? Now, this could totally be a book cover, but I don't know what kind of book you would have it be a cover for. It's enough, it's provocative enough that people would want to click on it. The main thing about book covers is that they're all about color. Color is really important. In fact, it's the most important thing. It's more important than the composition of the image per se is the colors that you choose to use. So if you're using something like purple and orange, this is going to be very fantasy. It's going to be kind of evocative of like paranormal fantasy depending on the image. But because this is a purple and orange image like a Twilight Force cover, it would just work for fantasy because of what's in the image. This is like a tower on fire with an apocalyptic sky, and you can see there's a little artifact here from the way it drew that one. That's what part of the beta upscale, which is interesting, I guess. So anyway, let's take a look at a couple of these, and maybe we can make a book cover out of them, because some of these are pretty good, and they're certainly good enough to be a book cover. Now, they wouldn't fit what I normally talk about in terms of the elements of a book cover. So usually what I say with the book cover is you need a central image, and then you need auxiliary images, and that's what's going to communicate what's in the book, as well as the title text. So there's three things. I realize you guys can't see me, so let me add a camera here. Let's add a video. There we go. There I am. Now you guys can see me talking. All right, so here I am down in the corner. There are three things. So it's the text, it's the central image, and it's auxiliary elements. Sometimes you don't need auxiliary elements, and in this case we'll have to say that there's really only one kind of image that's the main thing. But there's plenty of books that have like unrecognizable images on the front. I think I talked about this one last time. Like, this doesn't communicate anything about the book. It's just a weird looking bunch of colors. And so the colors are actually really important. And with an AI image, yes, you can generate the colors. So let's take a look at this one. This would be like the book title, and this would be the author text. This is kind of a long word, so it doesn't quite fill up a whole lot of vertical space. If I use something like this, which is an alternate title for the same book, obviously that can take up a lot more space than just Al-Shafalda there. But I think Al-Shafalda has a more evocative name, so I might use that one instead of Delinea and DeRusso, because those are both weird names anyway. But Al-Shafalda, I think, is more evocative. Here's each image. So depending on which image we want to use, we may want to use a different kind of text. And your text, like I said, can do a lot of work depending on how you're able to arrange it. So we can use a lot of things to make this actually pop. This is Cinzel Decorative, which is a really common fantasy font. Another one we could use would be Perpetua Titling, which is free, or you could use Trajan. Trajan Pro 3, maybe regular, like this. And so Trajan has like a very particular style to it that I think works really good. It's very classic, and you can do like all caps or something like that. But if we do all caps with that, to me this is a little bit boring for the text. So I may want to go with the Cinzel. So let's go back to Cinzel Decorative regular. You actually want regular, not bold. Bold is the smaller the size of the font, the heavier weight you want the font to be, not the other way around. So you want things that are smaller on the page to have heavier weight, and things that are bigger to have lighter weight. We could even do something like, we could unlink it and stretch it. If you wanted something like that, that might work. Actually, let's make two versions. So we will let's duplicate this layer. So we'll make two versions of this just to show some options for what we can do. So option one here, we can, let's go back to Trajan Pro 3 Light. We could do even extra light if we want something really elegant. But I think let's do light, and then we can actually stretch it, or do something like that and create like this kind of stretched appearance that you see on some like some movie things. So you could get something like that if you wanted. Those are all options. If we take a look at this one, I'm actually going to do something that I do really frequently, which is to knock this A off. So we have this, and then we're going to make the A as a separate thing, just letter A. Then we can really, because like the A looks really cool. Let's turn that link back on. The A looks really cool, and we can even do something like we can flip it. So we can even get some different sort of design by flipping it. I think that looks a little bit odd, but you could totally use that for something. Let's make a new one here. A. We have this kind of swooping A. And you could do this with Trajan or something like that if you wanted to as well. So we have a big A that kind of draws the eye, and then you know, we could put, let's put some other text here. We could say like you know, tail of the eternal dream. We will take that. We will put that here. We will make that maybe cormorant, bold, something like that, right? So now we have a little bit more design here. Then what we can do with this font, this is really how you use this font. A lot of people will just make everything like these crazy letters. And we're not going to do that. We're going to go in here and we can just pick some that we like, right? So we'll put that L because it kind of droops down below the S. So we're just going to do a little design work here. Like I said, some people will just make it so like everything is like caps. We'll just turn caps on. So to do this is way too busy and it's like illegible. So you want to just pick which ones you're going to use. So we'll use the L there because I think it looks cool. You could do capital F. I don't like it, so I'm not going to do it. You could do, you know, you could do another capital L here if you wanted it to droop like that. Or you could do regular L. You could do like a fancy T here. However you want to do it. What does the H look like? Yeah, the H is settled enough. And you could even do a big A there, right, if you wanted to. But to me, that's like a little bit too much curlies. So you have to kind of pick which ones you want to do. You know, the F has that middle thing that sticks out. I'm not crazy about that right now. And I like the way the S tucks in, but you could do this curly S if you wanted, or you could do like regular L, curly S, just for a little bit of interest in the text there. Boom. Let's take a look at what's going on in chat. Good afternoon, everyone. Saw Alex Hexagon video exploring the possibilities and ramifications of AI art. So if you want to know a quick summation of AI art, people are worried it's going to replace artists. It will replace bad artists, but the thing is that the AI art cannot create a compositional image the way an artist can. It's just not there yet. I didn't show you let me show you the faces. I forgot to show you the faces. We'll come back to this in a second. Let's look at the faces. So, you know, I prompted it with like a beautiful woman with dark wavy hair and blue eyes and like full rose lips. Okay, so we got 4 somewhat usable images, but if you look closely, they're very like uncanny valley. There's always some details that are a little bit weird, right? And also I saw many faces that it generated and they all kind of started to look the same after a while. It wasn't really able to create a lot of good variations on, say, like the way noses look and things like that. So here's one of them. This is this one, I think. Wait. Yeah, that one, upscaled. So it looks okay, but you can see like the lips are a little bit weird. Like I could go into Photoshop and doctor this and repaint it to make it look good. In fact, that's probably what I would do is use this as a base. You can see the nose is messed up and just repaint it with correct features, kind of tracing over the AI art. Same thing, the nose is just a little bit weird. The shading's weird, but you could use this as a base layer and then paint over it and make it actually good if you wanted to, and kind of skip the whole like having to learn facial proportions. But a lot of times the details are off while the facial proportions are okay, or there's like this gap of hair. Like I would fill in hair here because it makes her head look too long. The head goes up too high here. It should be only this tall. So there's always a couple things, and one of the things that I see with the faces, this one's actually pretty decent. It's good for a computer, but it's not good. It's very good for a computer, but it's not as good as what a real artist does, because a real artist knows what human faces look like. We're also really good at noticing any flaws with human faces because we're humans. So it's in the uncanny valley as far as faces go. But you could use this as a starting point to trace if you're not an accomplished artist, or like for ideas for maybe how a composition should be. But if I wanted to make a painting that had, this, but maybe a person standing somewhere in the foreground, that's something that an artist is going to have to do. Complex images with lots of different elements to them rather than just one element are really beyond what the AI is capable of now. If you're not a trained artist, you may not understand that. But like this crazy vision of hell is as good as it can get with a central person and like other elements, and it just looks bizarre. Whereas the burning cities really look very, fairly coherent as far as these things go. Can only hope that the rights to the art go to the one who enters the words parameters with the new AIR. I think it varies but even if you don't have the rights, like the AI is not a person who can hold copyright. You can copyright the software, but not the outputs of it. Just like how Adobe doesn't own the things you draw in Photoshop. So even if you can't own the rights to the image, someone else using the same image, they wouldn't, because they could just generate a new one that looks like it, right? Like no one would steal your image, and if they did, who cares? Like it's not that big a deal. The point is to make good enough covers that will be usable. So I'm going to go ahead and make a little group here, make a little folder. Now that we have a folder, we can really start to play with what we're doing here, right? And this kind of fits the design I've done on other books as far as this goes. Like I said, you could do this with almost any font, depending on how you want to fit those letters together. This is a pretty classic font that I think will work for what we're doing here. I'm not sure if I want the loop L. I might put a loop. Let's put a loop L in there somewhere because I think it might look cool. This L kind of going underneath. I'm not sure if that changes the legibility of it or not. Or not. I think it makes it less legible, so I'm just gonna use a regular L. I like that swoopy L, but all right, that works. So we're gonna take our folder and we're gonna do some different things to this. I'll just show you. I have videos on how to design text for your book cover, and this is just gonna be more of that. Okay, so we're actually gonna start with probably a gradient overlay. And we really want to go with a color like orange or yellow. So I'm going to make a gradient that goes from like a bright yellow, maybe even gold here, to something that is really in the orange or red area. Maybe we want it pretty saturated. So up here is going to look okay. Then we will, let's make it a reflected. Let's turn the opacity up to 100. We want it about 90 degrees, but we can grab it and kind of shift it around, if you see. And we want the scale, let's narrow the scale down a bit. And then we can pull it up here, right? So you can have it go from bright on the top to dark on the bottom if you want. This is very much copying the design of Water of Awakening or Needle Ash, which fits because it's kind of in the same universe, this particular tale. So here we go. Everything kind of goes together there. We may want to let's shrink it down maybe even more so we can get this look right here. Just like that. That's what I want. Okay. So now we have this. We're going to create a stroke here that is going to be outside, and we are going to make it a gradient, and we're going to create another gradient that is like this. We're going to, instead of doing this, we're going to do like a almost red here, and then we're going to, instead of doing white, we're going to do one that is golden like that. And then it should be, we should be able to move this gradient around. There we go. And we can also make it bigger or smaller. Let's make it bigger so we can kind of see what we're doing here. And let's shrink it. There we go. There we go. Now what I like to do here is, let's reverse it. So it's kind of darker on the top and lighter on the bottom. And then when we shrink it back down to about 4 or 3 pixels, you can see there's a strong contrast. It's darker up here and lighter down here, which creates an interesting effect. Now we're going to go up here to, I don't know how thick we want it. Let's keep it fairly narrow for now. Maybe 3 pixels is good. And then we can also turn the opacity of that down a little bit to kind of just make it a little more subtle. Bevel and emboss, we're going to bevel and emboss it. Let's zoom in here so you guys can really see what I'm doing. Here we go. We are going to make it inner bevel. We're going to make it chisel hard. You could do chisel soft or smooth. They each have a different appearance here. So this one's kind of rounded, and the depth is going to be like how intense it is. So this is fairly intense, as you can see, and the size is going to be how close to the edges of the words is. So if you make it, let's do chisel hard. If you make the size high enough, you'll see you have this like dividing point in the middle of the letters. And I really like this for fantasy and for a lot of things. You could do a softer one, which is not going to look quite right on the screen, but will look good when you actually render it. Or you could do one like this that is just on the edges, if you can see that. So we're going to do it like this. We can also turn the depth down depending on how hard you want those letters shaded. I want them shaded reasonably hard, and you can even soften it a little bit so that there's like a more gentle kind of hump in the middle, or you can just do smooth, which will put like a nice gentle hump in the middle of it. But I'm going to do, I think, chisel hard, maybe 1 pixel softness, pretty max size, and you can do full depth, but we're going to do maybe half. Then you can change the colors that you use to shade it. So we're going to use something that's like a bright yellow, and then we're going to use something that, rather than it being black, we're actually going to choose something almost red, like a very burnt orange like this. And so this will also kind of soften the shading of what you're doing. Lastly, we're going to add texture. There's many textures to choose from. In the modern version, we don't want trees or grass. Well, we could do a tree. I mean, there we go. Make it just to create something more rough, right? What else do we have? Water. We can create a water texture like this. I kind of like this one. Now from here, we're going to soften the depth and change the scale a little bit to get this rougher appearance of our letters here, if this makes any sense. Let's go back to our gradient. We have this pretty high. We can create a second gradient if we want to like brighten up any area of this that we like. I might shrink, there we go. I might do that. So anyway, now we have a nice little texture here. I feel like the stroke is a little too big, so I'm going to drop that back down to 3, and I'm going to turn the opacity up to pretty high, so we have a good little framing of this. You can see it creates some interesting effects. You can also switch it so it's like bright on the top, dark on the bottom, dark on the bottom, bright on the top. I kind of like that. I think that looks kind of cool. We can even do like a reflected one, which I think looks actually pretty neat. But we'd probably do, let's reverse it. Probably want like dark up here, light down there. And there we go. There's some pretty good looking text here. And the stroke will help give you just a little bit of weight, a little bit of extra weight to the text. Make it just a little bit heavier. Last thing we're going to add is a drop shadow to make it pop off the page here. Let's crank it up to max so we can see what we're doing. And you can see we're going to get this kind of thing. We can actually add multiple drop shadows. Let's have one that's maybe like some interesting, darken this in some interesting ways, like this, and then we can turn the opacity down on that. And this one, we can kind of keep it a little closer to the letters like that. Okay, so there's some interesting text effects that you can see right there. Okay. Now that we have our text effects, I'm not sure which image I want to use, so you guys can tell me which one you like better. This is like the whole city versus the tower. So the tower, I think I like the tower maybe better because it's just a bigger image. This one certainly has a lot of cool elements to it. Like I might put that, you could use this as a back cover. You could do like a front cover and back cover, and that works too. So I think I like this one just because the image is bigger. So I think I'm going to go with the tower because like I said, the bigger image. That also means that like we can play with this text a little bit and kind of fits in like this. There we go. So this is pretty good. We could even do like even crazier design where we like fit these letters into each other more, but I think it's pretty tight. I think that looks pretty good just the way it is. I might size it up just a hair. I like the title to be big, and I might shrink this one down just a bit. And I like my name to be a little bit more spaced out, so we'll do, we'll do 0. This guy, there we go. Boom. Okay, so here's a basic cover. Okay, now we're going to do some extra stuff to really kind of dial in the colors that we want to use here. In fact, we don't even really need any shadows for either of these, but we'll probably use them just to make them pop a little extra more. The middle V smaller. This is the way I always do it, like it's my logo. So I always do it better. Yeah, it doesn't, you could pick either one. Like each image would work, but the big burning castle, I think, one of the things you got to think about is that people are going to see it online this size. They're going to see it that big. Which one's going to make them click? This or this? They're both good. Like they're both really usable. But I think the tower works a little bit better when it's small because it's bigger. It's a bigger central object versus this scene. Like I might put this on the back cover because it looks like the same place maybe from a different angle. So I don't know. It just depends what size, because I'm looking at it on a 4K monitor and it's big. It's huge, but it's not going to look quite that big when we see it in in context. Do that here. I think I like it there. I don't know why it's snapping so much. There we go. Turn that off. And here. Now to kind of fill out the image. If you want to see what the whole image looked like, it's like this. So one of the things that we can actually do is I'm going to create a layer. Let's create a new layer here. And we're not going to fill it or anything. It's just going to be a clear layer. We're going to take a paintbrush. I don't have my tablet or anything set up here. We're going to make a really big one, big size here. There you go. And softness 0, color, we're going to make the color black. And we're just going to paint around the edges here to create a fade effect. And we'll probably even paint just a little bit around the outside. This creates a little bit of a vignette. You can paint your own vignettes like in GIMP too, or just like download a vignette if you don't want to try painting anything. So this will kind of frame out this image a little bit more, as you can see. From here, we're going to turn down our opacity to like 40% and just draw a little bit more up top so that the clouds kind of fade. and the edges fade. You know, so it works good. You could do this as like a layer mask too, but I'm going to do it as this because then we can test out each image. See what each one looks like. So again, things start to pop a little bit more, and if you feel like it's too much, you can always just turn down the opacity of it. So you start to get a better framed image, you know. So I think it's starting to work pretty well here. Now I'm going to dial in the colors for the main image. So I'm going to create an adjustment layer. I'm going to do probably selective color. We could even do, I'll show you what I'm going to do here. So we're going to create a selective color, and we're going to pull this purple. Maybe you could pull the purple into a different color here. So one of the things you can do is you could find something like magentas, and you can just turn up the cayenne and it becomes more blue. So the whole image starts to become more blue, but you can see the orange isn't really touched. So if we want it to be more red or more pink, we can pull the blue out of the image and make it more red, or we could even go to the blues and just pull the blue out of the blues, if you can believe that. Well, you take the magentas and pull the blue out and it becomes more red. But I think I like it a little bit, rather than purple, just a little bit more indigo. So I'm just going to pull it. I'm going to pull a little bit I'm going to add a little bit of red, and I'm going to pull just a hair of the red out. So you really get this. Then we can darken the image by adding in blacks, or we can lighten it by turning the blacks down, right? Really depends which direction you want to go with the image. I think I'm actually not going to do that. I'd rather adjust that with a levels adjustment later. But you can see this just changes the color space of it just a hair. So it's less of that pinky purple and more like a grayish blue. It's not right or wrong, whichever one you want to do. And you can see it has the same effect on the other one because the AI used roughly the same colors. So something that's more gray versus something that's definitely purple. It just depends which way you want to go with it. And if you want, you could even get a little bit crazier, which is everything's blue. You could use your layer mask here and just kind of paint where you want it to be. So let's see, it's black. So we'll watch. We can take the blue out of this area here by sort of painting out the blue. See, now it becomes more purple there. And we actually, let's crank up let's just do 100%. There we go. So now we're bringing the purple back in to the middle of the image here, like right around here. So we have purple that goes to blue. So this is all gray, and this is going to be like more purple. More purple over there. Okay, so now we have some good mixtures of colors. And if you want, you can always reverse it and you can kind of pull it back in. We can also like intensify the adjustment here. So that like we get even more blue here, or like even less there. Kind of depends. You know what? I'm gonna actually reverse a little bit what I did. So I'm gonna make another selective color layer. And what we're going to do here is we are going to really make it very purple here. Then we're going to color out the purple. So it's very purple here. Then we just can color out the purple down here. And we can even turn that on to make it more blue. But we're just going to color out the purple and make this all more blue around the outside. Oh, here we go. There we go. Now we're coloring out the purple. You can see it's becoming more blue around the outside. More blue. So we have kind of a strong purple in the center, but really things that are like really blue around the outside. This is all very subtle. I don't even know if it's coming out on your screen, but it's very apparent on my screen. And you could maybe see the difference. It just puts a little bit more purple in the middle of that. You can reverse it and add more purple in around the edge. So anyway, you can play around with that. Or you could turn this one back on and just delete the layer mask. I think I like it that way. Anyway, so there we go. There's a little bit of color adjustments, and last thing we could do above that is a levels adjustment. So this will just narrow the overall dynamic range to make the image brighter and darker in certain areas. So you can see, you maybe want to, there you go. So this narrows the dynamic range a little bit, and then the image can become quite a bit brighter on a display. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to add a little bit more to the edge here. Another thing you could do even is you can take this image here. Let's turn all these off. If you wanted to frame it more, you could pull it in to get more of like the landscape like this. Pull it up and then just kind of fade it more up here. Watch this. I think I like this because I already have some clouds up here. We'll just create a layer mask here, and we will paint in. Watch, we'll just fade it to the other clouds like that. Kind of interesting, right? Look at that. And then we can also turn the opacity down a little bit, just kind of pull in those other clouds here. Right? Boom. So now I've extended the image up quite a bit just by using my other image. And then down here, what I can do is just, I could turn this layer back on. And let's just make another layer. We'll shift in. Make another layer. Put it here. Turn this one off for now. And then we can just, first let's hit this layer mask and just kind of fade it into the bottom image a little bit, like that. So I'm just kind of morphing these two AI images together at the bottom to get like, and I'm going to actually color this up black so you're not going to see it really at all. There you go. Kind of cool, huh? Now what we'll do with this other layer is go back up here and we'll just, let's do 100%. I'm going to paint black here and then we'll drop it down and we'll just paint some more black like this so that it looks like it's kind of fading to black down here. And then when we turn the other one back on, that way we can kind of fade this one if we want to. Boom. So this way we've kind of given a little bit more of the scene. We've shrunk that tower down a little bit. We've hidden the seams quite well. And even from here, we could say select the tower and just kind of change where it's at. But I think I liked it kind of right where it was at. So I think we'll leave it there. And boom, we just made a book cover for a book that I'll come out with in a month or two. Al Shafalda. Looks pretty good. I'm going to do a couple things here just to show you what I do. I usually do like a drop shadow. We do the same drop shadows, but we will just shrink them down quite a bit. So they are not nearly as big, because we don't need big drop shadows for little words. There we go. Really pops that way. And we'll do this. Drop shadow. Do the same thing. This is really subtle because it's basically black. You don't really need it, but we'll just we'll have it there just in case we like it. Now, for the last stuff that I would actually do here, yeah, you can make your name the same yellow. Yeah, that's a good idea. So you can make it yellow or whatever. I like to maybe have the name be white. That's what I tend to do. But yeah, it's when it's your design, you can do whatever you want. As long as you think it looks cool, you can do it. So we could have it be, you know, yellow or like this. In fact, why don't we do, instead of doing it that way, let's do a color overlay. Or we can even do a gradient overlay. We'll do a gradient overlay that is this, but we'll do linear, and we'll make it a bit more gentle here. See, that looks kind of cool, right? And then we can just turn down the opacity a little bit to make it more subtle. See, I think that looks pretty good. Or if you want it really, you know, you can change the intensity however you want. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Boom. You know, so you could have it like that or white. Doesn't matter. It's up to you for whatever you want to do. But I like the title text to be the really like fancy part. You know, I might see, and I have a tendency to like want to, you know, mess with this more. Maybe make this, you know, kind of slightly darker. And that's what I want. There we go. Looks good. Gradient overlay. I think it all looks pretty good. I might want to darken this. No, I think it's okay. It's good. I'll show you one more trick that I do. This is kind of complicated, so let me think how I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this down here. All right, we're going to do a layer, new layer, and we are going to fill. I'm going to fill it with black. Okay, now we can't see anything. Boom. This is in Photoshop, not Illustrator, because I'm doing a lot of raster stuff. I'm about to do something here. So what we are going to do is we're going to filter, render, lens flare. So we got a lens flare here. I'm going to put this lens flare roughly where I think the A is. It doesn't matter that much, and I'll kind of show you why. Because we'll move it around. From here, you can go to screen. This is a really basic lens flare, and put it where you want that lens flare to be, like up here. Boom. So if you want a cool lens flare, you can do that. And then, oh, it's too much. Boom, you just turn down the opacity. Now, what I like to do, though, and a lot of people don't do this, you know, but anyway, that looks like a cool fantasy cover right there. But what I do with these is, let me pull this down there. I will make this, instead of screen, I'll make it a color dodge. And then you get this really interesting effect where you can put these little lens flares kind of wherever you want, like a cool bright appearance. You put one like, you know, wherever you think it looks cool. Let's put one up here because I think that'll look cool kind of up there. Then you can turn down the opacity a bit, and it will kind of lessen the effect. You can also more or less attach it to this letter. But we can actually stack a bunch of these up as well. Whoops. So I'd like to make a little group of these. Make sure that's in the group. Okay. Then you can just turn them off or turn them on, and it'll work pretty good like that. Why is the flare clipped? It's because it's on it's using color dodge. So you can make a couple more. Spending a little too much time doing this because I meant to just demonstrate the AI, but anyway, I'll show you this. It's a fun trick. Oops. There it is. Shift F5. I gotta remember that. Black. Do the same thing. Render. Lens flare. We can change what we do here too. Let's do like a prime here, and let's turn the brightness down a bit so it's not as intense. Then we'll do the same thing. Color dodge. And you put this one kind of wherever you want. Another little bright spot. You make a couple of these, just to kind of create some bright spots in the letters, like kind of, like on an S. If you want to, you could even shrink it down so it's small. That's on the S. Because we have a lot of contrast here, we may want to like make this group like linked to the other group. It kind of depends what you want to do. So anyway, there's a good starting point. Midjourney is quite good at abstract and vague things. Gets a lot of epic scapes. It reminds me of Neural Blender when it first came out with much better resolution. Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. There's a book cover. I will probably tweak this a bunch, like off of like off screen, I guess. This way I can move them around. They're linked. See. Boom. Probably want to make this one. I think I can pass through. Anyway, you can do a lot of this stuff on your own and make your book covers look awesome with some AI art. So getting the art that looks really cool, boom, we're ready to go. Like we can ship this book tomorrow if we want to. And that's it. That's what we got. So anyway, guys, let's play a game. We spent a solid hour almost designing this cover and talking about AI art. Hopefully that's been informative, this little live stream on that. I might do a shorter video just to demonstrate what's possible with AI art. Again, any defects that exist in this art will not be noticed by someone browsing Amazon because they're going to see it at this size. And it's going to look great at that size. And then they're going to click on it and see it bigger, and they're probably not going to realize that it's two AI arts mashed together even. And so they will... they'll just go like this. I would use AI art just to generate clouds, right? This is something that I make a lot of really complex Photoshop composites for covers, and clouds are the one thing you could never get to generate right, except with this Midjourney. Midjourney does amazing clouds, so I would use Midjourney just to generate clouds and skies, and then paste those in the back of whatever I happen to be doing, in order to get, I guess, what I want out of it. So these are shiny bits off, shiny bits on. You get a little bit of an extra pop with those. This will be a book that I come out with. I wrote it actually in 2020. I wrote it like 2 years ago. But I didn't release it because I felt it was a bad time for a tragedy. And it's kind of links up with another book that I'll be coming out with this year that I need to like really finish everything up for that one. But this one will come out. I don't know when it'll come out. It's already done. I mean, I could come out with it this month if I wanted to, but I would really rather line up that release with my next longer book, the sequel to Needle Ash and Water of Awakening. So another sequel, but book 3 of that. So those will all line up, and so that's what I'm planning with that. The AI generated skies are good because clouds have a lot of randomness. So computers are good at generating that kind of randomness, and so you end up coming up with really good looking clouds. What it's not good at doing is arranging an image in a way that an artist would to appeal to the eye and to look correct. Same thing with faces. The faces are always going to be a little bit uncanny valley. That's just how it is. It give you a good general face. It's a starting place, maybe for an art study or to trace over. Things like that, but it's not gonna create high quality art, at least not yet. It's very interesting though. I think if you know how to use it, like what I'm doing, it's about color. I plugged in purple apocalyptic sky and tower on fire, white tower on fire, and boom, you get something that can just be a book cover, because we're kind of limiting to what it's only really a couple of elements and an ocean, right? So an artist would probably have composed this probably differently, and to have a person that looks correct in that frame is going to be really hard for the AI to do. It just is not good at it yet. Are you self-published at Amazon? Yes, I have like 20 books on Amazon. Let me link one. Here you go. Here's the creativity book. Everyone wants to read this, so you should read it. Here's the fantasy books. What's the newest fantasy books? Oh, the Moonsong ones. They take place way later than this book. This book that I just designed is in a completely different sort of time area. And why not? Where's Water of Awakening? Goodness, there it is. 2017. I can't believe it's been 5 years since I wrote that book. Does not feel that long, that's for sure. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's play some games. Hopefully that was informative. Hopefully I didn't lose too many viewers. Take a look. Might have had a bunch of people peace out. It's like, you're being boring. Designing book covers is boring. Dude, it is. But I think it's really fun. I enjoy doing that work, either for myself or for other people. I have fun designing covers, and I had a lot of fun really learning that kind of design. I think if everyone can have a good book cover, I want to improve people's abilities to be successful in the world of publishing. So if I can do that by improving your book cover, I would just love for people to be able to do that and have success. Apparently my son is playing Rogue Legacy on this. Let's go up to Adrenaline. We're play some Final Fantasy VII. I'm going to turn on the fan, man. It is getting warm in here. It's a nice rainy, cloudy day here in Texas. Or in southeast Texas. All right. There's my dog. She likes to bark. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Let's get it up on the screen here. There we go. Bam. think I had saved 1112. I assume that's the correct one. It's just cloud. Forgot to save my Photoshop program. Gonna go hop on Mr. Dolphin here, I think. Wait a minute. I did not see a Destroy All Humans game. I wasn't a huge fan of the original game, but I don't really remember it. It was a PS2 game, wasn't it? I seem to remember it being a PS2 game. As a lurker in the channel, I felt compelled to say I found today's cover design segment highly interesting and informative. Well, thank you. Ain't that something? I ain't never seen no dolphin jump like that. Pretty cool, huh? When I blow this whistle, Mr. Dolphin jumps for me. Here, this is for you, Cloud. A gift? What am I supposed to do with it? I'm behind watching the stream. Just want to say discussing AI art and then do the cover was absolutely amazing. Thank you. Best time I had all day. Alright, so I'm glad you found it informative. Square button. Blow the whistle and call the dolphin. Just go into the water, blow the whistle. Mr. Dolphin will come to you. Will jump you to the top of the pole. Jump to the top of the pole. See that rod sticking out at the top? If you jump just right, you can climb to the top of the town. Good luck, Cloud. If you make it, we'll follow you. Whoa, I'll hold the PHS for you. It'll break if it even gets wet. Sure, let's jump in with Mr. Dolphin. You can technically do that stupid tower defense minigame and get a weapon here. I'm trying to remember how to do this. Alright, that didn't work. Where does this take us? Nope. We don't want to get on the electricity. There we go. Ooh, a cutscene! Look at those sweet 3D graphics. Amazing. Do you like your OLED TV? Yes. Do you think it's better than an LED display? Hell yes. Do you think it's worth the extra money? That depends. I think this is the best monitor setup I've ever used. It's like, man, games look so good. I actually have two OLEDs. I bought a big TV because we didn't have a 4K TV. And then I was like, this would be really good as a computer monitor. And I saw on YouTube a lot of people doing it. So when I had the money, I was like, I've had the same monitors for 10 years plus. I think it's okay to buy a new monitor. Of course, like, my monitors are still right next to me. They're just in my wife's computer setup right now. It has some of my old monitors. So, but this one's great. I mean, it looks amazing. It's great for design. You can get stuff really big to see it clearly. It's great for writing because you can have this huge page in front of you. It's just, it's such a fun, it's such a good piece of hardware. You have to work differently with it though to avoid burn-in. Burn-in's not a huge problem, but you can't just have static stuff on your screen for really long periods. You know, you got to move stuff around or have like things that, like I have my desktop background is animated. I got like an animated desktop background program. And then that'll keep it from, having burn-in that way, which works pretty good, I think. All right. The new president, he's here, he's here. Oh. Hey, you still dressed like that? Come here. Here, get in the room. I got the 48-inch LG, that's correct. Covers can be so important, but can be a roadblock if you can't commission them. That's the great thing about AI art is like, it's really cheap. You don't even have to license images. I'm used to running like an image licensing plan in order to just get all the images I need. But I could do them with AI, why not? Today's the big day when we welcome President Rufus. Hurry up and change. How do I change? Maybe it's here. Give me a uniform. There's a uniform in the locker. Hurry and change. Which locker? This one? There it is. It's the Shinra uniform. Change. Brings back memories. I've been freelancing on Fiverr for some time now, and sometimes it really feels like an online sweatshop. Hours and hours of work for very little. Yeah, I don't do that, but I can definitely imagine that. I was so proud when I first put it on. I wonder when it was. I couldn't stand wearing this thing anymore. Wow, you look good in it. You remember the greeting procedure, right? The look on your face says you forgot. All right, I'll show you again. Do just like we do. Commander, we'll help too. This is how to do it. We'll sing too. All right, show 'em. Now march. This is the welcoming march. Then I'll sing along with you. Quietly. Ah. Ah. Hey, come on now. Now. And march. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep in step with the soldier next to you and march smoothly. Once you're all in step, shoulder your gun. This is like one of the hardest minigames, so it's like impossible to do. Wish they'd give Rufus a bigger role. Honestly thought he was a better foil for Cloud than Sephiroth. Got it? Good. Make sure you do well at the real parade. Rufus has arrived. Preparation completed. Alright, showtime. Don't disgrace yourselves. This whole sequence makes no sense. If they could just meet him inside, they all should have just gone in together the other way, rather than using Mr. Dolphin. Begin the welcome parade! What's in here? Go ahead and save our game. It's kind of a cool switch to like a full motion video there. Subtle. You can tell because of like the static in it, but you couldn't tell on a CRT. It all looked like pretty on point here. It's not time for our shift yet. Just relax. Yeah. Oh, he's not letting me out. Yeah, games seem very self-serious now. That's true. Yeah, you can see it switched to video because of all the static and artifacts. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, you can see the artifacts with the motion video. This was so cool in like 1997. This looked amazing. I get really bored of this music here though. Oh no, no one's here. Captain, we'll take a shortcut. Rookie, don't be running around like that. Right. Good idea. Get over here. All right, you first. So how much scrap did your AI experiment produce before you got the good pictures? How much time did you spend trying? Maybe for that picture, probably about 20 minutes. And that's from zero experience. I didn't even know how to operate the bot. So it took me about 20 minutes to figure it out. All right, you first. I'll go first. No. You watch closely. Just sneak in the back of the line when you see an opening. Now listen up. This parade's going to be broadcast live on Shinra TV around the world. If you look bad, the whole Junin army will look bad. Remember that and don't screw up. Okay, jump in when I give you the sign. Just sneak in from the back. Don't mess up the row. And no matter what you do, don't try to go in from the front. All right, start marching. This is one that like I always messed up. Don't play around. Got any thoughts on Magic the Gathering's Black Aragorn? Like, of course. Yeah, this is like impossible. I think you get a really good item if you can do it correctly. Yeah. Yeah, I can't do it. This is the one that, like, it's impossible to do. I think you have to, like, maybe think about reloading saves multiple times to get it. There we go. All right, let's reload our save and see if we can actually do that. No, the ratings. Black Aragorn. Of course, they're gonna make a Black Aragorn. I've got to go through this. I'll make another save state right in front of it. What time is it? I've got a good long while still. I can play. Black Aragorn makes absolutely no sense, but they made a Black Tar Muriel the Fair for the Amazon show. So why can't Aragorn be black? Because he's not. He's English. Yes, a black man of the far north. Let's make all the Haradrim white. Let's make... race swapping really only goes one way. That's the thing about it. Oh no! No one's here. Late? Hey rookie, it's because you're running around like that. Captain, we'll take a shortcut. Right. Good idea. Get over here. Here's the dog. Don't get me any madder than I already am. Alright, you first. Alright. Just sneak into the back of the line when you see an opening. Alright. Create a new save state. We got to get these good ratings. All right, let's try. Shrug. It would be so bad if I didn't grow up with Fresh Prince, Family Matters, Step by Step, Martin, and Living Color. My whole family watched these shows. There we go. The hell was that soldier doing? I don't know. Are the points up? Well, it's so-so. Better send that soldier something. Receive 6 potion. Okay, that's good enough for me. Good, we made it. Oh, President Rufus. Hey, line up and shut up. Don't make a move. How's the job? What happened to the airship? The long-range airship is still being prepared. Should be ready in about 3 more days. Yaha! Even the Air Force's Gelnica? Yaha! It's me, Bitter. Stop that stupid horse laugh. Things are different than when Father was in charge. Yeah. Is the ship ready? Yes, sir. We'll get it ready quickly. Hey. Hey. Yeah, Numenorians are supposed to be from Atlantis. What a disaster. Heidegger was really irritated. The man in the black cape's been roaming the city, but we can't find him. Man in a black cape? He showed up 2 or 3 days ago and killed a few of our soldiers. He disappeared right after that. There's a rumor going around that it was Sephiroth. Attention, dismissed. Hey, you. You messing with the army? Who cares? You're too lazy. No break for you. Get over here. This is the military, soldier. Your orders for today are to send off President Rufus at the dock. I'll keep drilling you until that's time. I'll help, sir. Me too, sir. Alright, line up in order and show me your final pose. Today's command is formation. Remember it. Ready? Junior military send-off begin. Alright, now you try it. So you got it? I've got it. Alright, don't mess up during the real thing. Commander, what's today's special pose? Huh? I haven't decided yet. Alright, rookie, I'll let you decide. Show me your best move. Let's see, my best move is... Whoa, that's awesome! Alright, we've got to go with that. It's today's special. Practice it! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well then, meet at the dock. Don't be late. Attention dismissed. Save it. Alright, here we go. I think you can find some like treasures in the town in some various places. Forget about your job. Step right up. Welcome! I was just starting to get worried. You see, our sales were pretty bad today. Seal. I don't have that one. Or revive. Revive is pretty important. I don't know if I want to spend all my gold right now. Or all my gil. You can find some stuff. Whoops. Out and about here. Go in here. Soldier, welcome. There's some other stuff we can find around here. Hey, how could you do that? Nobody woke me up. I can't find my uniform. I left it in my locker either. I wonder if I left it somewhere. Oh, we're wearing his uniform. I know it all, huh? Alright, come in. What is this? I don't remember this room. Oh, Mr. Know-It-All, ex-soldier, let me... review. What do you want to review? Oh. Yeah, I don't need that. Did you forget how to play? Come in this room. Enemy skill materia. Where am I? Let's restore chat. All right. Got the dog here. There's a potion or something there. Mind source. 135th soldier. Luck source. There's some kitties playing up there. Hi, kitties. Hear them meowing? Power source. I'm not going to the parade. The road to becoming a soldier first class is very difficult. Guard source. Little dog. Alright, little dog. I don't remember if there's anything this way. Hey you want weapons? Yes, I do. The hard edge. The atomic scissors! I don't have enough gold for all of this. It's alright. What's down here? Oh, the bar. We're too smashed to see anything. Okay, I'm stuck. There we go. No. Alright. Wait, no. Oh, get out of here. There it is. There we go. President Rufus is being sent off at the port. Which was the port? Probably the Arrow. I don't know. Where's the port? Do I have to go this way? Go back the other way? Totally don't remember where I'm supposed to go at all. Is it out here? Little switch to motion video. Little switch to video there. Alright. I don't think I'm supposed to be here. You will be confused, Cloud. Who's the true villain, Sephiroth or Genova? I figured it was Sephiroth. I'm gonna go this way now? Let's find out. Switch to video. Hojo is the real villain. Hojo's pretty bad. He's pretty evil. I mean, Sephiroth is the antagonist. For sure. Because Genova's pretty passive. Yeah. Alright, so we can't go back there. It's not... I'm trying to think where this is. It's probably like one screen off from where I was before. That's how this game always works. Boo bop. Are you looking at TV deals? Let's go the opposite direction of the arrow and see where that takes us. Okay. I'm supposed to go the opposite direction, maybe? Oh, how's it going? If you're looking for Jen and Doc, it's over there. Yeah, this is a very good TV. I mean, you could watch TV on it. I can watch 4K Blu-rays with my computer, and they're pretty good. Hey, Soldier Boy, aren't you still on duty? Diner. I think there's like some, some items to find in here. You see the black backlash when somebody made a mod to remove the rainbow flag from the PC version of the Spider-Man game? Yeah, all they did was they enabled the Middle East localization, which took all the pride flags out. So they were just letting people have access to content they already paid for. Wasn't even anything new. It was just the Middle Eastern version. Just funny. But he got like permanently banned from Nexus mods for doing it, which is ridiculous. Like having a mod that changes a flag, getting banned for that. It's really stupid. Not like you can't just make another account. Please come in. Welcome. There's a lot of stores in Junon, but if we didn't do this, we can't compete. But what bothers me is that the girls make more than me. Buy a lot, cutie. I won't charge you for a smile. Thank you very much. What's this guy got? I used to be in Soldier. Once I left, I opened this shop. But to tell you the truth, I'd rather be at the shop downstairs. How long should they wait on PS5 exclusives to come to PC? I don't know. Generally... Oh, I'm sorry. Generally, like, PC ports have been pretty bad. Where you need, like, a really ridiculous setup to run them. And then they still don't run as good. Like, I have Jedi Fallen Order on the PC. And even with, like, a 3080, it still doesn't run very good. You know? Hey, are you still on duty? Look, I'm in no position to talk, but... Speed source. Look at all these items. So, I mean, if they... if they make it go quickly or not quickly, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's usually the quality of the ports that's the problem. Like, the Final Fantasy 13 ports were very hit or miss. You usually had to run mods to get them to run at full resolution and stuff. That kind of sucks. Elden Ring on PC with a 2060 is nowhere near as smooth compared to a PS5. I mean, if I could get it on and run it on my 3080, and it probably still wouldn't be as good as a PS5. They just optimize things for the console much better. If all you want to do is play games, you're much better off getting a PS5 than like building a PC. I build a PC because I use it for so many things. I don't just use it to play games. I do play games on it, but I really use it for like video editing and all kinds of other things where I need a serious GPU. But for just someone who's like, if you write Word documents and you play games, you're better off buying a laptop and a PS5, or like building a budget PC and then a PS5. You're much better off with that. Or an Xbox Series X. We don't have anything special now. I kind of messed up the last time I ordered, but feel free to look around. Would you play through Elden Ring in a stream? Yeah. I mean, it's on the list. I really wanted to get it and play it like right when it came out, but I just didn't. I would probably have done it on PS5. I'd probably still buy it on PS5. Just because I think the console experience is a much different experience in general. Although it's easier to stream on this, like to control the stream. I don't know. I will say that Jedi Fallen Order runs really good on the Steam Deck. Surprisingly good. It runs really well on the Steam Deck. Alright, it's time. Tin Hut. President Rufus has now arrived. This is it. Junon military reception. Do it right. Do it with enthusiasm. Ready? Bye-bye. Right. Right. I wonder if this stuff will be in Rebirth. Oh, I hope they like tone it down, because I hate these mini games. I hate them so much. Very entertaining. Keep up the good work. Yeah, here's a special bonus for you. A token of the president's kindness. Don't forget it. Received HP Plus materia. Woo! Catholic extremist checking in. It actually wanted to filter that. The Catholic extremist remark. It's no different than from playing WoW with Chinese undead mods, yeah. I got banned from a lot of sites for showing support for the mod. Once the word gets out that Sephiroth's here, Clouds and his friends will show up too. We'll crush them as soon as we find them. We can't have them get in our way. Leave it up to me, sir. Yaha! Thought I told you to stop that stupid laugh. Yeah. I say Genova. Without Genova, Sephiroth wouldn't face becoming an antagonist. It seems she or it was the one pulling the strings the entire time through her cells. I don't think she's working actively. It'd be like saying the Ring is the antagonist of Lord of the Rings. That was close. Heidegger's been really edgy lately. Because Hojo disappeared, leaving a letter of resignation. Heidegger's been forced to take care of that investigation, too. Hey, I thought you were dismissed. We got some cleaning up to do. Hurry up! I think the word Catholic is banned from YouTube now. It's a filtered word. Given the primitive polygons, they did a great job capturing Rufus's contemplative expression. We'll cross the ocean to the new continent, even if we are wearing Shinra's uniforms. I remember when the only connection between Spider-Man and flags is when Sam Raimi insisted on putting prominent shots of the American flag in all of his Spider-Man movies. Most of my comments do not even show up in comment sections. I don't think YouTube likes my profile picture. It's possible. Alright, there's some chests here. I think Yuffie's blocking one, though. Alright, actually, that's the chest right there. Either. I'm working hard already, and you want me to do more? The new president's probably the same. He's just going to order us around anyway. Ugh, this is why I hate ships. Hey, Cloud, you have any tranquilizers? Thanks, gross. This is better. Where are the others? Well, I don't know. Aren't they hiding somewhere around here? How should I know? Ugh. Yeah, there's a materia back there, but you got to get her to move to get it. It's me, Eris. Hey, Cloud, did you see the airship at Junon? I heard it was big, but I didn't expect it to be that big. That was really something. Hey, do you think I could get on it? I'll take you someday. Keep hoping. Wow, I'm really looking forward to it. Hey, get to work. Both the new President Rufus and Heidegger are aboard this ship. If we do good, we could get promoted. Won't do any good trying to stop me. Alright, I'm going to show the new president what I'm made of. Even in the book, Sauron is a pretty vague concept. The Ring and by extension the Nazgul are definitely more present threats in the narrative. They're threats, but is the Ring the antagonist? It's hard to make that claim. There are multiple antagonists. Definitely Saruman is an antagonist. Yes, sir. Everything quiet, sir. But you know what? I really hate this uniform. Uniform, soldiers, war. I hate them all. They take away all the things and people you love. I wish they'd all disappear. Right, Cloud? Yeah. You're right. Yes, sir. I'll continue my watch, sir. I heard someone call God the real villain of The Stand because he made it all happen. That's quite a take. See, the thing is, not every story has an antagonist or necessarily has an antagonist that you recognize as a villain or one for the entirety of the story. I'm trying to remember where I'm supposed to go here. I don't remember at all. Man, we're almost to Costa del Sol. When I get there, I'm going to take a long overdue vacation. Maybe I'll go down to the beach and get a tan. It was always unclear about Sauron's nature during Lord of the Rings. Most people say Sauron had no physical form, but doesn't Gollum mention encountering a four-fingered presence in Sauron's dungeon? I think, yeah, I mean, we don't meet his physical form, but he may have a physical form. But the eye is not him. That's a tool that he has. That's kind of clear in the books. That the eye is a tool. Should start a Twitter gimmick account called Bad Religious Takes and pin the one about The Stand. It's me, Red 13. I'm a little woozy, but I shouldn't get caught. Humans only look at appearances anyway. Anyway, you look at it. I'd say I make a fine human being. Look, there's his little tail. It's cute. Is there a ladder I can climb up? I don't think so. You have to find everyone. I think the idea that Sauron doesn't have physical form comes from the movies where they stated explicitly, yeah, Gandalf says he cannot yet take physical form. Something like that, yeah. Something to that effect. Not sure where I'm supposed to go on this ship. Oh wait, there's a door here, I think. Can I go in this door? Maybe I can't. I haven't found Barrett yet. It's around here somewhere. Yeah, I just don't remember what you're supposed to do to trigger the next part. I think you have to find everyone hiding. But I don't remember where everyone is. Got like a place to go here. Yeah, I didn't find Barrett. Is he down here? Hope he's not doing anything stupid. I haven't seen Barrett. I think Barrett's up here somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, there's an all materia, but Yuffie's blocking it. Stupid Yuffie, why are you blocking everything? Alright, that guy moved out of the way. There's Barrett. Look, Cloud, it's Rufus and Heidegger. They're this close, but we can't do a thing to them. Then we gotta go talk to Eris again, I think. There he goes. Talk to... Hey, Cloud, did you see Barrett? Hope he's not doing anything stupid. Not sure how to trigger this. Okay. See, there's sections of the game that are like this, and I'm like, you just have to talk to enough people in enough ways that it triggers an event. It's pretty hard standing on 2 feet. There it goes. Alright, I'm not sure what to do here. Won't trigger. I remember getting stuck here, like last time I played, I had to look it up. And I looked it up now and it's not giving me any info on what to do here. It's funny how Final Fantasy VII can sometimes feel like a 90s adventure game. Yeah. Am I clicking the right, I gotta click all the right things and then I can... Talk to Barrett again. So dumb. We're this close, but we can't do a thing to them. Yeah, I'm trying to look it up. Like, how do you trigger this event? Like, could you imagine? Like, this would be very frustrating for a kid. You're like, I'm just walking around talking to people, wasting time. Hey, get to work. Talk to everyone. Well, I think it's good. It might have actually glitched the game here. That's completely possible. Or I can like reload a save and it might work. How can he go off laughing like that? Because of him. Biggs, Wedge, Jesse. Roar! There we go. You got to talk to him multiple times. God, I can't take it anymore. I'm going to settle things here and now. Emergency alert. Reports of a suspicious character found. Those not on detail, search the ship. Report when found. Suspicious character found on board. Those not on detail, search the ship. Report when found. There we go. Just have to talk to him like 5 times. Yeah, it's a very adventure game. Damn, did they find us? Hey, that don't seem like us. Do they mean Tifa and the others? Get off your spiky button. Let's go, Cloud. Lavos and Chrono Trigger. Yeah. Everyone all right? You all right? Huh? Everyone's here, right? Hey, wait. You don't think that suspicious character is Sephiroth? Really? How the hell am I supposed to know? Let's find out. It's the most logical thing to do, then who's going to go? Not me. I don't even like Sephiroth anyway, and besides, ugh. Let's do Yappy, and I want a ranged character, so we'll do those two. Sephiroth. All right, let's go. Nice heal. Equip. Of 4 slots. Revive. I think it's a water guy, so ice might be good, and electricity. I don't know. We'll find out. Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. I think I watched it like back when it came out, but that's so long ago I don't even really remember it. I should watch it again and do a review. There, everybody's like beat up and dead. Oh, I don't think I have steel equipped. I think these guys like have some good equipment. Oh, we do have steel. Couldn't steal anything. Steel. I think they have like a good armor item or something, like an accessory. Couldn't steal anything. Go. A long battle with blind on. Punch the keys. I have another mechanical keyboard I got too. It's pretty good. I ended up kind of accidentally getting 2. All right, there we go. We have all fire, throw, all right. Link, all restore. Okay, we want that. I have a linked one here. Let's do all and oh no, I don't have one. Do Chocomog, whatever. The sign. I think I'm pretty much out of time. Let's see if we can just do this boss fight real quick. We'll do overwrite state. Go in here. Everybody's all beat up and dead. Let's go up on the ladder first, I think. Oh boy, more guys! Healing wind. Heal her up. I looked at some of the art that people posted on the Midjourney Discord, and some of it's amazing. There are many keywords prompts that can be used to refine the results. Yeah, but none of them are actually composed. I've never seen one that's composed in the way an artist would compose an entire picture with many different elements like people and things like that. So that's the limitation, is it can do lots of different things, and it's always like very good for a computer, but it can't combine those in an artistic way yet. Wind slash. All right. Pretty good. We got a new weapon for Yuffie. Wow, Blade Beam is cool. Yeah, the limits of art really, if you're not a trained artist, maybe you won't see it right away. But, you know, there's the human creative mind, and the skill of an artist will composite things in a way that AIs working with basically controlled randomness are not going to. It's really apparent if you know art, but that doesn't mean you can't use AI art. Like I did a whole cover with AI art, because book covers are mostly about color and not the details of the tower being perfect or like a perfect face or something. You know, I'd rather Photoshop like a human face on there than deal with like trying to get an AI to draw a good looking face. After a long sleep, the time has come. Oh, over there. Sephiroth, you're alive. Who are you? You don't remember me? I'm Cloud. Cloud. Sephiroth, what are you thinking? What are you doing? The time is now. What? What are you doing? Whoa. Tail laser. Sure, we'll summon, who am I summoning here? Shiva. Have you seen the new Monkey Island? I have not. The art is this flat corporate simplified style versus very ugly. Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. People are like, artists are like, hey, this is going to put artists out of business. We need to like ban it. I'm like, I would have more sympathy for that if the last 100 years hadn't been spent promoting and creating terrible art and making artists stupid and unable to do their job. And we'll see if you could steal anything here. Nothing to steal. Okay. Ouch. You see the director of Final Fantasy XVI mentioned that he made the battle system to appeal to teens and people in their 20s. He knows that not everyone will like what he chose to do. That's fine. In fact, that's good in a lot of ways, right? I guess we should summon the Chocobo. Death Blow! This thing has got a lot of health. Vector art's such a double-edged sword. On the one hand, we've gotten great Flash games animations and 2000s vector art. On the other hand, we've gotten Allegria, the corporate art style, and imitations. That stuff goes back to like the 90s, too. I remember it being in like the Apple magazines in the 90s. I really hate it because it's just ugly. But really, vector stuff should be used for stuff like fonts, things that you need to scale up really big. Not flat, ugly art. You know? Vector stuff made more sense when you couldn't really get things to be like 70,000 pixels wide and be able to use it, but now you can. You know, I can make a map. If I wanted to do a map of like my entire fantasy world, I could do that and make it like 50,000 pixels wide if I want. It's as high a resolution as you would ever need, and you can always scale it down. And my computer's capable of actually loading and using that document, because I have like 120 gigs of RAM or something. Genova, the arm of Genova. Gag, I'm feeling sick as it is without you having to show me this. So it was Sephiroth. The time is now. I think that was what he said. Time is now? So what's the story? Cloud, give us a quick rundown. I'll try, but don't interrupt me while I'm explaining. Sephiroth went off searching for the Promised Land so he could become the ruler of the planet. That was 5 years ago. Then Sephiroth came back and killed President Shinra. And then just now all of us saw Sephiroth. He was carrying Genova with him. This much I do know. He told me he wants to go to the Promised Land with his mother, Genova. I guess that's about it. Dock workers will be docking in Costa del Sol in 5 minutes. Prepare for docking. Phew, we're finally here. Now we gotta hide. Ifrit. Sephiroth is alive. Promised Land. Does it really exist? First time I saw corporate art was on a Starbucks mural at an airport in the 90s. My child brain could only describe it as ancient nightmare people. Yeah, it's bad. But it kind of fits the modern woke perspective of like everything being unisexual, everything being stripped down to be as inoffensive as possible, so that like nothing is differentiated. There's no beauty to it, but there's nothing offensive about it either. This is a phenomenon I noticed more than 20 years ago, is that popular art is designed to be inoffensive rather than to be good. Damn, sure is hot over here. But I sure feel better now that I can say goodbye to this sailor suit. Yo, listen up. Y'all be sure to mingle like regular folks here. Oh, too bad. I like Barrett's sailor suit. He looked so cute. What do you mean cute? Right, well, Barrett, why don't you use that sailor suit for pajamas? Right, Cloud? I guess. You look like a bear wearing a marshmallow. The hell's that supposed to mean? This happens to be the most comfortable, so shut up. Puff, puff, puff. Would you kindly hurry? The heat here is drying my nose. Yeah, mine too. Alright, we'll take a break and then head off. Don't wander too far off. I wander wherever I damn well want. Who made him the needle? It looks like my mane got messed up. I'm going to rest somewhere cool. Yeah, where it's made... I mean, that's not corporate art, though. Wait. That's university art. University art is entirely about subversion to the point where it's not about art. There hasn't been good art coming out of universities, like, in 100 years. That's what I mean. I don't have a lot of sympathy for artists complaining about how AI art will replace them. Not if you were good. If you were good... we wouldn't worry about it. What do you think of Norman Rockwell's art? I think it's fine. I like the details of it, and I like the subjects. I think they're cool. But yeah, most of the stuff that comes out of universities is things like Piss Christ. It's just designed to be subversive and ugly by design. And it doesn't take any skill to do it. All right, I'm going to do a quick ghetto save here. And then we will wrap it up. Hopefully, that instruction on the book covers was informative. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let's take another look at the book cover real quick, just to kind of see what we did here. There it is. All right. So anyway, this is what it looks like up here. And you can see that most of your design really comes down to how you choose to use colors. Like looking at this title text, it's very gold. I might want to make it something, I might want to yellow this up. So like I could do, again, another selective color. We'll find like yellows or like reds, and we'll just put more yellow in them, and then they'll kind of yellow up here. See? Anyway, we could tweak with a lot of this stuff. Yellows. Gentle, so just bring them a little more yellow, And so then I can make the the text a little more orange, and it would kind of fit in. But I think it looks okay just the way it is. This is something you can do. This is what I was going to show. Is like you could do this and make a little layer mask here, and you can actually paint. If you don't like the way this hangs over, you can actually paint that out by turn the opacity up like this. So you can get in there and kind of keep this color like right on the letters, just kind of how you want to make the shine exactly the way you want it to be. Let's set unlink. There we go. Let's get this one, and we want it to be about. Oops. That one to be. Oh, unlink layers. That one to be about. Why is it? I don't like that jumping around. Maybe I like it right there. Then I can make a little layer mask for that one, and just kind of. Oops. Yeah, just kind of maybe. Yeah, maybe we'll just use this layer mask. You can kind of pull it out of there if you don't like it kind of bleeding in between. So anyway, you can kind of like more localize that shine and get it really exactly on the letters the way you want it to, and like kind of let it bleed into the clouds whichever way you want it to bleed into the clouds, like this. Kind of paint it around a little bit. So anyway, that's the last bit I'll show there. Yes, we can actually design a cover in Photoshop using AI, and I will probably just ship this book to make a point that you can, yes, you can actually do this. You can actually do all the stuff that I showed. So anyway, guys, I will see you all next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I already had books linked. Newest book is going to be in the Moonsong series, so grab that. And I will see you all next time. When I think corporate art, I think industrial, like airplane safety pamphlets. Yeah, we just mostly think like boring advertisements, things like that. So anyway, check it out, and we will see you all next time.